Hi, everyone. This is Julie here with all our beautiful women in our Nikken Women Creating Wealth call. Today is April 4th. It's my son's birthday, so I'm thrilled. And I always feel like mommies get to celebrate along with their sons on their birthdays because we remember that day, right? Pretty vividly. So it's all good. I hope you're doing great. I am super excited. I'm going to be interviewing Barb in just a minute here, Barb Satterwhite, and I'll tell you about her. But before I do, I just want to say a couple of things. One of them is, in my little notes, I don't know if you saw today on Nikken's Facebook page, but they put an image of a rollout with the Mag Creator and the Mag Duo balls. And I was so excited. So I immediately put a comment. So go and put a comment on there and then share it. Because why? Because rollouts, even if you just do a short one, even if you can't do a 20-minute, are so powerful in terms of helping someone grasp the incredible nature of our sleep system and what happens when you're sleeping in a magnetic system, right? The relaxation, the rejuvenation, it's amazing. So I was so thrilled. I felt like, oh, this is such a good sign. This is such a good sign. And so know that it's on there. So Nikken International Facebook page. I hope you all like the page. Please comment on the page and share the page. I do that almost every day. And so that was thrilling. The other thrilling thing is the retail change, that now we can all have new consultants be able to do their orders under retail under their own ID, sent to their own home. That is huge, guys. I am so excited. I shouldn't say guys, girls. Because that's a big deal for us. That's a really big deal in terms of flow. It makes everything so much easier. It makes everything so much more flowing than it's ever been. So it's just super exciting. So the rollout photo, the retail change, website changes are coming starting this month. We couldn't be more excited about that. That is thrilling, absolutely thrilling. And that will just develop and unravel, so that's the right way to say it, over the next few months. So that's big, and we've been waiting and we've been excited, and now it's coming, it's here. So that's really going to be huge in expediting our movement forward and growth. We had a great month last month, as you all know, and with the waterfall, now we have the special on the waterfall with the filter included in North America anyway. Things aren't always the same internationally, although they are working to get things more copacetic internationally, the same offers at the same time and that sort of thing. That will be super helpful for us, right? Because we all want to have big businesses internationally in other countries as well. So it just makes that easier. So those are big things. And then the next thing I just want to say before interviewing Barb is just watching your mind and positive expectations. Having positive expectations about your life, about your future, about Nikken, about you with Nikken, about the growth of your business, about the income you're making. To have these positive expectations is so important. I'm looking at Lucy. She looks so serious right now. So it's like, Lucy, what are you thinking about? Yeah, right. So, and I want to tell you this morning, just to give you an example. This morning I woke up and I was like, I just feel good. I just feel good. It's going to be a great day. Yesterday I went to see the Dead Sea Scrolls in the museum and with a friend of mine and had a fabulous day. Went to this amazing restaurant for dinner, all vegan, vegetarian, fabulous. And I just felt really good. And I thought, it's going to be a great day. And I have to tell you what happened just before our call. I had a gentleman call me. And this gentleman, I've shown him Nikken a few times. He's never been interested in anything. Last month, he did get a waterfall. Finally, Eureka, got a waterfall. He started his journey with Nikken. I was like, oh my gosh, not only after 20 years, but okay, jolly good, let's go. And so he got his waterfall and he called and I thought, oh, he's gonna, ask me how to do the filter or whatever, which he did, which was fine. But this is what he said, and this is a very, very scientific man, a very mindful man, a man who doesn't necessarily, come up with super excitement. And he said, Julie, I just want to tell you that I'm going to become a consultant, and I'm very excited, and I know everyone in Boulder, which is true, he does, and I think everyone's going to buy this waterfall. I just think everybody's going to get it. I'm thrilled to be, and I almost fell over. Because this man, generally speaking, is usually the kind of person that will come forward with a negative. Why this? Why that? Why not this? Why not that? He's just that's the way he thinks, is he comes up with the problems, right? And I'm a person that's just like, I just like having solutions. Could we just all have solutions? It's so exciting when we have solutions. So I just thought it was the funniest thing. And I thought there is no coincidence in my mind that I woke up this morning going, I feel good about this day. I'm excited to be with you on this call. I know it's going to be a good day. It's my son's birthday. How lovely is that? And then this happened, right? So for all of us, we all have a very monkey mind. And I know the monkey mind can derail us a lot. I know it can do it for me, so I'm sure it probably does it for you. But we have to train our mind to be in that positive expectation mode. Expect great things, and great things will happen. Expect bad things, and hopefully they won't happen, but they might happen, because we're generating energy that's putting out to the universe, and we're receiving what we're asking for. So what are we asking for? So that's really was the biggest thing, a message I wanted to say before the big, great time we're going to have with Barb now. So I am absolutely thrilled. I want to interview all of you on this. I mean, I just love you all. So I am so thrilled today, though, that I get to interview Barb Satterwhite. And Barb, you can unmute if you'd like to there. Barb is a platinum with Nikken, and she's had 30 years experience as a nurse, as an RN. And we attract many, many healthcare providers, many nurses from the nursing profession, the medical profession. And it's always wonderful for us because we love helping healthcare providers to really create a huge income, because mostly they work very hard. They have hearts of gold. They love people. They love health and healing, but they don't usually make a lot of money. And especially in the alternative healing sector, they really don't. And that's one of the things we genuinely love, is that we can actually help them make a fortune in Nikken, but being in integrity with what they love, with what they love to do. So I think that's super, super exciting. I'm sorry, I'm just working to shut down a couple of the videos just because we're getting blank spaces. I think that's better, and it just is nicer for the recording. So Barb, we talked yesterday and we had a profound conversation again this morning. And I know you had a huge month last month. I know it was just fantastic. And we talked about why and how, and what's going on in your life and how you do this. So I really want to ask you, well, first as an RN, why did you pick Nikken, and why have you been with us? I mean, you've been with us quite a while, like myself. What is it that keeps you really engaged, and how have you been able to balance your home and work situation? How have you been able to create a team? Tell us about you and how you do Nikken from the inside out.
Wow, thanks, Julie, and thanks for having me on. I love being with all these wonderful Nikken people. I mean, this is one of the beauties of being involved with Nikken and why I stay with Nikken. Yeah, it's been 21 years, and it's because of the people. I mean, that truly is huge for me, and huge for the learning aspect, because, I mean, I gather so much from everybody. And in my nursing career, I actually retired 21 years ago. So if you're counting the numbers, I started as a kid. But we were introduced to Nikken actually while we were doing something fun. And this is what I try to tell people: just be out there, have fun, do your thing, and you're going to attract what you need. So I didn't think of that back then, obviously, but I've learned so much from the people like Julie and the rest of you on here in terms of, people are attracted to you. And so what I've learned in the last, say, year or two, I've done a lot of just reading and whatnot, and I'll talk about that. But anyway, we were introduced while skiing in Vail on a chairlift, and I laughed for a year because in nursing, we never heard of such. So I was very skeptical. So I tell people it's okay to be skeptical, but that's how I got introduced. And it was through a product experience that my husband had, and then my dad. So that's what, and I really remember saying, if I did nothing with Nikken, I'm just happy that somebody introduced me to it because of my dad. So that's kind of the foundation I had, because I said, I have nothing to lose by aligning with this company, and I've got a lot to gain, and certainly have seen a lot of people gain better health. And so, and I don't know how many, most of you know that my husband had a stroke 3 years ago. And with that, Obviously, the products helped him tremendously, but I'm still dealing with a lot of challenges. And so one of the things Julie and I talked about was, so as a woman, how do you balance all of that? And life isn't easy for anybody, actually, and we all have to balance. So, but what I love, 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 and I say this all the time, and I think why I'm more involved now than ever is because I find Nikken, the products, the company, the business, the people are my antidote to all the other stressors. And yes, do we not have stress in our business? Sure we do. But wow, why I love getting up every morning. In fact, it's hard for me. I like to start out reading and be quiet, but I really want to get going because I enjoy following up with people. I enjoy doing things. And yeah, it's always a challenge to be organized with all of that. So I'm not saying I have that all under control by any means, but my really joy is, and just like this call and Linda Morris's call and all of the other calls that we have, that we all keep growing. I mean, and supporting each other. But even now with what's going on with Nikken, things are just coming together. So for me, it was, and I've done a lot of reading in the last year or so about things. And here's a wonderful book. It was written in 1919, so 100 years ago, called Creative Mind and Success by Ernest Holmes. This version, this is so funny. I found this. I volunteer every year at this wonderful consignment. And 2 years ago, I was just milling around and saw this little book. I knew Ernest Holmes because I've done some other reading. And I flipped through it, and I said, this is pretty interesting. It was only $2, so I picked it up. I really didn't read it right away. And then this past year, I've been rereading and highlighting and realized, oh my gosh, this is what it's all about. Because, and oh, by the way, on Amazon now for $3.50, you can get the paperback.
Oh, great.
So I was afraid it wasn't even produced. This is the 1956 version, okay? It was written originally in 1919. And I love this because think about it. What he's talking about are all the things like Julie talks about in terms of your mind and your what we think. And if you don't mind, I'd love to read you just a few excerpts from it because there's just so much I can't even begin to. But a successful person should keep his mind on thoughts of happiness, which produce cheerfulness instead of depression. He should radiate joy, he or she, and should be filled with faith, hope, and expectancy. And I don't know if you remember or not, but there was a book that, forget what it was called now, Happiness Journey or something that Jeff Isom did a journal club. Can't remember the exact title. But anyway, what I remember in that too was them talking about people aren't successful. They're not happy when they become successful. They're successful because they're happy.
Yes.
So if you keep that in mind, if you just have that happiness, that's what it was called, happiness culture or something. Anyway, so, and in here he talks about all this, and the person who is to succeed will never let his mind dwell on past mistakes. So it's all the things we've talked about. We should speak only such words and think only such thoughts as you wish to see manifest in your life. Anyway, there's just so much in here. And I love the whole idea about, it's expectancy, like you said, and great things are done by people who think great thoughts and then go out into the world and make their dreams come true. So anyway, it's a good little book for $3.50, worth getting. And what I decided with this book, actually, how you like to do something for your team. And that's the other thing I want to talk about is the team, because that's exactly where I am right now, is with a wonderful team. And that's why I had such a good month last month. But I decided, you can do all the training in the world. You can do all of the product information and whatnot. But until people get it straight between the ears, and we've heard this before, but it's all about what you're thinking, what you're expecting, what your intention is. And that's when I decided this is the best gift I could give them.
Oh,
so I sent it out to my silvers. And then when we were in Utah, this is really funny. In Utah, I had 3 legs and two of the legs had a downline. The third one, the downline couldn't come. I've never been at a conference and had three legs there, two different legs, but they all got on fire. And we did a team event, a team presentation, and they got so excited about it. They wanted to create a banner, which we did. And we did all of this together, and it was really tough. I had 10 minutes and I had 7 of us to speak. What a challenge, especially because every one of them could speak for hours. Anyway, but there was a brand new person there that was just signed up in November, and he was with his sponsor. He was so on fire and still is on fire because of that event. So the other piece to dovetail into the team, as we're doing a roundtable with Ben Woodward, somebody asked the question, do you start with the business? Do you start with the products? And Ben said, well, you start with your vision because people are going to buy into your vision. And we've all heard that. But he said, you need to have a team vision. And we all looked at each other and said, as soon as we get back, we're going to do a call and do our team vision. And can I read you the team vision?
Yes, we can't wait.
I have it laminated and I have it on my computer, and this excites me more than anything, to be honest. You know, I've worked with my groups over the years, but never have I coalesced a team that, you know, created their vision together. So the team vision, and we're called the A team. My maiden name is Armstrong.
Oh, I love it.
Irony in this is my Melanie Caldwell, who's the pediatrician in my group, her maiden name was Armstrong. Her mother's name was Barbara Armstrong, and that was my name.
Oh my God.
And then her first Silver's last name is Armstrong. Wow. So we decided we are the A team. And if you don't have an A in your name, we'll give you an A. So the A team vision is to impact the lives of many by creating 500 wellness home starts in 2018, consistently attracting people who want what we have, team members winning Pinnacle Prize and a trip to Italy. And our purpose is to share, inspire, and support, showing people a better way and having fun along the way.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Can you read it one more time for us? Just read it a little slower and keep your voice loud so we can really hear you, because I want to take that in fully, and I know everybody else does.
Okay. The A team vision is to impact the lives of many by creating 500 wellness home starts in 2018. Consistently attracting people who want what we have, team members winning Pinnacle Prize and a trip to Italy. Our purpose is to share, inspire, and support, showing people a better way and having fun along the way.
It's fabulous.
And I had one of the best months I've ever had last month with that team. And what was the, there was something I was going to tell you, but what's exciting is, and when we do our team call, I have somebody read the vision at the beginning of it.
Nice.
And I keep it on my laptop. And it really, you know, we've heard this and we've talked about this. So how do you keep yourself going? Well, your own vision is a good, obviously something you need, but I find it even more invigorating and more, the word I want, energizing to have a team vision.
I love it. I think everyone would probably attest to that, agree to that, have your own individual vision, but also have a team vision. That's beautiful, especially that you all got to agree on it. I love that. That's unprecedented.
I was just adding up the numbers. We had 44 wellness home starts in March.
Oh, that's
and I probably don't have all of them because, you know, I can't keep up with everybody's doing whatever and they're not all reporting. But what a wellness home start is, a person who for the first time buys a product or products. Now, you could be in for 5 years and never bought anything. If you buy your first product, that counts. It could be a brand new person. It could be a customer. It could be a consultant. Doesn't matter. But our goal is to get products in homes, right? And get people in a wellness environment. So if you do a wellness home start, that just means the first time somebody purchased the product.
So let's just touch on that for a minute, if we may, that absolutely, you know, like when people get these products, I am like so happy and excited for them because we know how it's going to change and impact their lives. And of course, when they have a full wellness home, it impacts their lives immeasurably. Now, you as a nurse of 30 years, just tell us, like, what is your deepest knowing about that? You know, why do you care that people have these products in their home?
Wow. Well, first of all, I want to be healthy. and I want the people around me to be healthy. Because many of you know, if you're the caretaker, that's as challenging, if not more challenging, than being sick yourself.
Yes.
So you really want, and the other thing is, we know the medical community I mean, we need our wonderful medical people for a lot of things, acute care and all of that. But we all know that that system's broken when it comes to chronic issues. We know it's broken when it comes to prevention. I mean, I laugh about it. Prevention used to be, I was an oncology nurse, and prevention was doing tests, doing, scans and doing, blood work and whatever. That was prevention.
Yes. Yes.
So they, and it's not their fault. I mean, I tell people all the time, people will say to me, I need to ask my physician. And I say, that's okay, but expect two things. One, probably doesn't know about it. And two, they can't endorse something they don't know. So it's all about education. It's all about educating people. And that's the challenge we have. And even when, like Julie, we were talking about Wi-Fi, I mean, Dr. Caldwell and I, we're just so, it's like, oh my gosh, we really have to educate so many people about the dangers of Wi-Fi. And if we can demonstrate that by chance using our products that you might be able to protect yourself a little bit, wow, isn't that important?
Yes, and this is a really big area. In fact, the new video I just put out, I talk about being concerned of the children and showing images with iPads and so forth. And I think it is a huge future in terms of our own success. And the way that I speak about it is to say we can't stop those radio waves going through us. We can't stop the radiation. It's happening all around us. We can turn the Wi-Fi off at night and so forth. But I say, if you empower your own energy system, if you empower it, support it, and really keep it robust, you can then withstand those frequencies. Because our products don't really protect us from them. In terms of, people think of that as like a barrier, and that doesn't work. It's all wavelengths. Everything's wavelengths. Everything's energy. But if we just help them really build their energy body, their light body, then they can offset it.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Where's your video that you did?
Oh, I put it on Facebook about, I don't know, a week ago. It's, it's a little, there's a very short 1 minute one I did. And then this one is a 12 and a half. And it's inviting people to really look at Nikken. I don't go into details on the products because, there's so much there about the products. And of course, we can all talk about, we love the products. I mean, I wouldn't be in Nikken if it wasn't for these technologies. I can tell you that flat out. And I love network marketing, but I would not be in network marketing just for the sake of network marketing. There is no way I, as a past healer and energy medicine practitioner, could do that. It wouldn't interest me at all. I could never do something just for the money. And I think we're all in agreement about that. We don't do it just for the money. We want money. We love to make money. Money is fabulous. However, we really know these technologies are not only, they're critical. I call them survival tools. And I really mean that wholeheartedly. I think they are survival tools in the world that we live in right now, with the amount of toxicity we have from the chemicals, the Wi-Fi, everything else, the water, the air. It's just dire. And people are dropping like flies. And it isn't the medical profession's fault, as in individual doctors and nurses, of course not. It's what they're taught, because the pharmaceuticals have so much power. So what we're really doing is a grassroots revolution. I was with a dinner with a gentleman last night, and he was sort of asking me what I do. And I said, well, I'm a reformist. I'm a revolutionary. That's what I do. I want to reform healthcare, sick care. I want to make it real healthcare, have people thrive. And that's what I'm about. And I look for people who want to play that game, really reform that game. That excites me dramatically, because we need change. And the only way to do it is education, grassroots education. And the best way to do it is with women, because women, once they get it, they not only have control over what you buy for the household, but, like you, they want to share it and have 500 wellness home starts within a year. Yes, that is a profound statement right there, you said.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said.
and you're just doing it. You're just doing it, Barb. You're being amazing. I mean, and it's funny, you're Barb, and then there's Barbara Bertucci we interviewed, and Barbara Joseph we interviewed, and then it's Barb. Like, what's with the Barbs? I love it. All the Barbaras are coming out to play. But you really are doing it, and you're leading by example, and it's joyful, it's powerful. You've really understood the power of the team synergy, which in like HBM, humans being more, is where we would lift somebody up, with our fingers, right? With our pinkies, we would lift some big person up out of the chair because we were working together, that whole thing. And you do the little sort of chant together.
Julie, that's funny you mentioned. I was just thinking about that the other day. I'm thinking, yeah, the fact that we were thinking the same thing and we were doing it together, that is a very powerful exercise. The other thing I just found, and I found this probably 5 or 6 years ago, but it was an article called Ignite the Flame of Intention. And I don't know about you, but goal setting in nursing was not fun for me. And Madeline can attest to it. And so I just have this when it comes to goals, and I do my goals, but I have this, don't know how to put it, this reaction, at least I used to. I've gotten over that now. But when I read this article, it really helped me. It said, as I distinguish it, a difference between a goal and an intention is attachment. With goals, there's a fundamental belief that there's a logical path to follow, perhaps even a path that must be followed. If you were to get from point A to point B, to achieve X, you must do Y. Don't get me wrong, to a large extent that works. It just doesn't allow for the power of flow to show up. And this is what I said, is what I've been working on myself is flowing and letting it go. Not being so, I got to get this done, but if it's not working, just letting it go. So that's also what I've been working on. And then it says, it just doesn't allow for power flow to show up, that mysterious energy that seems to oil all your efforts with a sense of ease as it brings you all that you desire. With goals, we tend to be obsessed with following the steps and being in control to make things happen. Never have I known obsession or control to lead to a joyful life.
Yes.
And with an intention, however, that rigidity defined path disappears and is replaced by a sense of freedom and endless possibility. With intentions, you simply declare for yourself what it is you wish to create in your life, hold it in your heart and consciousness, and then let go and allow for the path to emerge.
That is so beautiful. I think this issue of flow is at the core of everything. When we're in flow, things happen, great things happen. And when we are rigidifying and fixating on an idealization, we get disappointed when it doesn't show up the way we think it should show up. So I love that you brought that up. I did pull out one book this morning, and I'll be honest, I haven't even started reading it yet because it's just been such a busy time, but it's this High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. And it's how extraordinary people become that way. How extraordinary people become that way. And that's what we're looking to become. It's humans being more, right? So we're looking to learn ourselves. How do we become extraordinary, and how do we help others become extraordinary? And do things, like Dennis Williams says when he says, you have the equal opportunity to become as unequal as you want. Like, I love that because it's true. Anyone can be a raw diamond. They just have to know that they can have it and embrace that and have their intention and their vision, and then go out and create a beautiful team which is what you're doing. So these concepts are tremendously important so long as they're put into practice. And I love Brendon Burchard because he's been a great teacher for me online, and I just signed up for Eric Warre's Social Media Mastery online course. And, finding time for everything is hard, right? Because our priority is new people and getting out there and getting the technologies out there and doing rollouts and doing the things we love and helping people, be educated. So that's our primary concern. That's where we put our time. So then we have all this other time. We have to, when am I going to read? When am I going to be on a call like this? But yet this is so important. These calls like this is important. And that's why we're encouraging you all, bring your team members onto these calls, because maybe not a prospect, maybe they're not there yet, but certainly a team member. And then if you do have a lovely person you think you can always share the videos, but it's being together like this online, and we open it up to full screen and see if I can make gallery view again. see, look at this, it's fantastic. We see everybody's beautiful shining faces. We say we're all in this together. We're not all in the same team together. We understand that financially, but we're all in the same team with a capital T. We are. We're all women who are passionate about these products, passionate about network marketing, equal pay for women along with men. You know, we have so many things we're really fighting for. And it doesn't make it easy, but it does make it worth it on every level. And I think just being a renegade is a good thing. Being a revolutionary is a good thing. We need revolution in our world. That's how things get better. And that's what we're all doing. And Barb, you're just doing an exemplary job, and I just love you for it. We all do. And I know our time is up and we have to complete, but you are amazing. We are thrilled you had your best month ever volume-wise, which means everyone will be making more money in your team. That's super exciting, and you will as a result as well. And that's great too. So we want to really embrace the power here of you know, the fact that we really can make a fortune with Nikken by doing it in a good way, in a good manner, loving each other, helping each other. We all have great gifts. And in the book, The Gifts of Imperfection, which I recommend from Brené Brown, you know, I just read a little bit at the end yesterday morning, and it said something about, you know, it was so profound. I don't have it in front of me. Is it right by no, sometimes it's by my handbag, so I take it. But it said this, it said, when we really use our gifts, our creative gifts, it is the greatest way we connect to our creator or source or God. It is the greatest way that we connect. And when we don't use our gifts, it causes depression. It causes just sadness. It causes an imploding. It causes a feeling of I'm not making a difference. Why does my life matter? What am I here for? What am I doing on the planet? This is really big stuff. And it just struck me so strongly. And I thought, you know, when we're doing Nikken and we're in the flow, don't you just feel like you're so connected to your creator? I mean, I do. I feel totally in alignment with God, and like I'm doing what God wants me to do, and it makes me so happy to do it. And I'm so in service of others. And I think when we're really, really doing that, it's just, it hit me so strong. Like that is the truth, that when we are giving our gifts and our talents out, and you all have different gifts, every single one of us has different gifts, and that's what makes it so fun and makes it, you know, like a wonderful dinner with all these different ingredients. It's just beautiful. It's The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown is the book I'm talking about. And I don't want to make us late. I'm kind of worried about us being late. So I'm trying, and I have a very hard time when people send messages. When I'm speaking, I can't concentrate. I don't know about you. Everybody says women are great at concentrating on many things at once and multitasking. I'm hopeless. I can do one thing at a time and that's it. And then I'm going to do the other things. But I am absolutely terrible at multitasking. I don't think the brain is actually meant really to multitask. I don't think it's a very good thing. I never text in the car. I don't, you know, it's just, I'm not good at it. So anyway, but that was struck me. So don't hide your gifts, right? Don't hide your light under a bushel. Don't hide your light under a bushel. Bring your gifts forward. Bring them, because our world needs them desperately. Our world needs you desperately. And this is a time of rebirth right now. So let's really rebirth our businesses. Let go of the past. It's done. And let's move into a really phenomenal future together. I have a feeling we're going to knock it out of the park. That's a very masculine expression to think. We're going to create the perfect dinner today and in the future. And do your videos for Siaga, by the way. I made a little video on Siaga with a new recipe. I just made it up in my head. Turned out really, really good. Find the video, listen to it. It's really fun. And then make your own and put the videos out. Videos are big. Everybody's going to YouTube to find out how to do this and how to do that. Make your videos. It doesn't have to be perfect. You are beautiful just as you are. Just do it. And stick it out there and see what happens. I had 800 views in a couple of days of that little video. Vegan dessert recipe with Siaga. So let's get good at that and use the Nikken products in context of our life. All right, everyone. Much love. Thank you all for being on. Bring on your team players next time, and we will rock it. Let's have a brilliant month. It's so much easier than it was. Yay. We love you guys. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Barb. You're amazing.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.